Sleep much, sleep a lot. He sleeps all the time. Fall asleep on the beach. He's not a sleeper. I'm not a sleeper. I don't want to sleep.
Yeah, if that wasn't already weird enough, we're gonna play the full context of why Donald Trump, while sitting next to one of the most notorious murderers in the world, can't stop talking about sleep. Take a look.
He's not sleep much and I don't sleep much. I think we have the same schedule. I'm thinking about our countries. And if you sleep a lot and you're president, we just had one that slept more than any president. He broke every record. He sleeps all the time, during the day, during the night, on the beach. The only guy could fall asleep on the beach with the press watching. No, he's not a sleeper. I'm not a sleeper. We don't. We talk at night. We can talk. I can call him almost any time. He goes, hi, how you doing? It's like the craziest times. But no, when you love your job, when you love your country, and when you're in a position like we are, future king, highly respected, crown prince, and in my case, president, you're thinking about your country. You're thinking about making America great again. We're thinking about keeping Saudi Arabia strong and vital and in a pretty tough part of the world, tricky part, right? Tricky part. A lot of tricky people. But he thinks about his country and I think about my country. I don't want to sleep.
Yeah, look, obviously I'm gonna disagree with a lot of what Donald Trump said there, and I'm gonna be very critical of him in this section, but I do have to give it to him. It is a tricky part of the world. There's tricky people there. Did you know there's a leader in that region that chopped up a journalist? It's a rough area of the world, dangerous place. But anyway, yeah, why was Donald Trump talking about sleep constantly? Is it because Joe Biden fell asleep on the beach once? By the way, if you wanna fall asleep on the beach, you can fall asleep on the beach. It's a relaxing place. That's why you go to the beach. It's a normal thing to fall asleep at the beach, Donald Trump. It is not a normal thing to fall asleep during official Oval Office meetings and press conferences. And here we're gonna show to you the real reason that sleep is front of mind for Donald Trump.
People can sleep again because they can breathe as when they go to bed. Folks whose knees don't hurt. People who don't have heart attacks, renal failure, dementia, all the things we know are associated with obesity and much more.
So I love that clip, not only because Dr. Oz is talking about people being able to sleep again as Donald Trump in the corner is falling asleep, but then Dr. Oz made it even better by listing all of the very obvious health problems that Donald Trump himself is facing right now, among many others, by the way. But that's what it is. Dude falls asleep constantly. He falls asleep in court. He falls asleep outside at rallies and stuff like that. He falls asleep in the Oval Office. And look, I grant him, he does stay up very late tweeting or whatever. Like he's up late generating, deep fakes of him pooping on protesters and everything. But then you gotta catch up on your sleep sometime, and he does it while he's supposed to be working. I don't think that's actually as awesome as he makes it out to be, Sharon, but what do you think?
Okay, that was a very long soundbite. And to quote from the Biden-Trump debate, I don't know what he just said, and I don't think he does either, okay? And that was weird, okay? And then the killer, the crown prince killer next to him was kind of twiddling his thumbs and looking down, and what weirdos. By the way, I kept thinking, I watched it live. How do you know when he's up? Are you on the phone that much? Why are you talking about his sleep habits in another part of the world? This is very fishy behavior between both of them, but mostly the one who wouldn't stop talking there. It's just, what are you doing? He does need sleep. I don't know that that's gonna help us if he gets some, but he does actually need some sleep.
It might help his brain health. And I also just wish, I know that Donald Trump has spent decades building up, a circle of toadies and a psychological state where he can't really get the way the world and people around him really think about him. But I wish for a second he could just, in the middle of one of those weird rambling rants that you just saw, if he could just pause and realize nobody in that room respects him. Like even like the other corrupt, murderous elites or whatever, MBS sitting there, you think he gives a damn about Trump? You think he respects Donald Trump? He sees him the exact same way that we do. He is a rapidly decaying, dementia-ridden mess who's just ranting about insane stuff, weird grievances about Joe Biden falling asleep. MBS is killing people, wiping out the opposition, and making bank. You think he's harboring grudges about some guy who fell asleep years ago? No, they all disrespect Trump as much as we do, and I just wish Donald Trump could know that before the end.